You finish a round. The scorecard is not what you wanted, and you cannot figure out why, because nothing felt wrong. The mount felt fine. The lead looked right. The swing was smooth, but the birds kept sailing. High, behind, untouched. If you're over 50, there are 5 mistakes you're almost certainly making, and at least 3 of them are invisible to you. You cannot feel them happening. You cannot see them without external proof. And the standard advice you hear at the club is not fixing them. It is making them worse. Today, I am going to walk you through all 5. What they are, why they hide from you, and how to fix each one with a drill you can run at home before your next round. Before starting, please subscribe to the channel. Let's get started. Mistake 1. Rushing to compensate for slower reflexes. Here is the trap that catches almost every shooter over 50. You feel a fraction slower. The bird seems to get ahead of you, so your brain does what brains do under pressure. It hurries. You mount faster. You swing faster. You pull the trigger the instant the bead touches the clay. You try to beat the clock your own body set, but a shotgun is not a reflex test. The shell leaves the barrel at the same speed whether you rushed the shot or took your time. And rushing introduces 3 problems that guarantee a miss. First, you fire before the mount is stable. The comb is not fully seated on your cheek. The rib is not flat. The barrel is still settling. The shot goes wherever the barrel was pointing at that instant, not where you intended. Second, you fire before the swing has matched the bird's speed. A rushed swing accelerates through the target instead of matching it. The barrel passes through the correct lead point for a microsecond. Too fast to fire at the right moment. You pull the trigger after the barrel has already passed the bird. Third, you fire with tension. A rushed shot is a tense shot. Your grip is tight. Your shoulders are raised. Your trigger pull is a jerk, not a press. And a jerked trigger pulls the barrel off target. Here is the cruelest part. The actual difference in reaction time between a 30-year-old and a 60-year-old on a clay target, something you have to see, process, mount to, and swing on, is measured in milliseconds, not even a 1/10 of a second. Your body is not too slow, but your brain, feeling a tiny lag it has never felt before, panics and adds a rushed swing that costs you more time than age ever did. You are not too slow for this sport. You are too fast for your own mount. The fix. The 3-second rule. At home, mount your unloaded gun on a fixed point. Count silently. 1001, 1002, 1003. Only then pull the trigger. The goal is to teach your brain that a stable mount and a settled sight picture come before the shot, that the extra half-second you take to be ready is not time lost. It is the shot earned. At the range, say the word smooth silently to yourself before you pull the trigger on every bird. 1 word. 1 pause. 1 deliberate shot. You will hit more birds shooting at your pace than at the pace of a 25-year-old you're trying and failing to imitate. Mistake 2. Pressing your head into the comb. Once a shooter knows their head is lifting, the instinct is to press it down harder. Glue your cheek to the stock. Force it. This advice sounds correct. It is almost universal at shooting clubs, and for a shooter over 50, it makes the problem worse. Forcing your head down creates muscle tension in your neck and shoulders. Tension resists rotation. It slows your follow-through. It makes your swing stiff and mechanical. And the moment your conscious brain shifts attention to the target, which it must, because you are shooting a moving clay, that forced, tense position relaxes slightly, just enough to lift, just enough to miss. After 50, your neck muscles and flexibility are already fractionally reduced. Adding tension on top of that is like fighting a leak by tightening the clamp until the pipe cracks. The fix: connection without tension. Kohye called it exactly that. Your cheek rests on the comb. It does not press into it. The contact is firm enough to be consistent, but light enough that if someone tapped your cheek, the gun would not move. Practice your mount feeling for contact pressure only. No downward force. If your neck or jaw feels tight after 10 mounts, you're pressing. Reset and go lighter. Mistake 3. Closing your off eye. Cross dominance, where your off eye tries to take over the sight picture, becomes more common after 50. Ocular dominance can shift with age as the dominant eye weakens relative to the other. So the standard advice comes out. Close your left eye. But closing one eye is not a passive act. Try it now. Close your left eye. Feel what happens to your face. The cheekbone on that side rises slightly. The muscles around the eye socket tighten. The jaw shifts. All of that disturbs your cheek weld, the exact point of contact that consistent shooting depends on. For a younger shooter with greater facial flexibility, this might cause a small inconsistency. For a shooter over 50, where repeatable mount is already harder, adding facial tension can create a different sight picture on every single shot. The fix: blur, don't close. Keep both eyes open. If your off eye tries to take over, put a small smudge of chapstick or a strip of translucent tape on your shooting glasses over that eye. It blurs the off eye image enough to let your dominant eye lead, without tensing a single facial muscle. Your cheek weld stays consistent. Your mount stays repeatable. Mistake 4. Measuring lead with your eyes. You miss a crossing bird. The person next to you says, "More lead." So you stare at the gap between the barrel and the clay. You make it bigger. You fire. And you miss again. This time even further in front. The problem is not the lead. The problem is where your eyes went while you were measuring it. A shotgun is swung, not aimed. The barrel follows the eyes. Wherever your eyes go, the gun naturally tracks. The moment you shift your gaze from the clay to the barrel, to measure the gap, the gun slows down. Instead of smoothly tracking a moving target, you end up pointing at empty space. And after 50, visual processing is slightly slower. The cost of splitting your attention is higher than it was at 30. The fix: trust your subconscious. Lock your eyes on the leading edge of the clay from the moment it appears. Do not look at the barrel. Do not measure the gap. Your brain has spent decades judging speed and distance. It knows how to calculate lead, but only if your eyes stay glued to the target. Give your brain the data it needs and get out of its way. Mistake 5. Shooting a gun that no longer fits. This is the mistake that nobody talks about, and it explains why shooters who were consistent at 40 suddenly cannot find their rhythm at 55. Your body has changed. You may have lost weight or gained it. Your shoulder shape is different. Your neck flexibility and upper back rotation have decreased. The gun that fit you perfectly 15 years ago may now have a comb that is too low, a length of pull that is too long, or a pitch angle that no longer matches your natural mount. Most shooters blame themselves when scores drop. They assume they have developed a flinch or lost their edge. They never consider that the tool itself no longer matches the body holding it. The fix: the mirror test. Rerun. Mount your gun in front of a mirror with your eyes closed. Open them. Is the bead centered and the rib flat? Without you adjusting anything? If you have to tilt your head, crane your neck, or press your cheek into the comb to achieve a flat rib, your gun fit has drifted. A competent gun fitter can adjust comb height, cast, and pitch, often without replacing the stock. Do not spend another season fighting a gun that no longer fits you. What changes after you fix these? None of these fixes require expensive equipment. None of them require range time or ammunition. Every single one is a diagnostic or a drill you run at home. The pattern is the same across all 5 mistakes. Less force, more awareness. Less tension, more consistency. less rushing, more deliberate shots. The approach that works after 50 is not the approach that worked at 30. And that is not a weakness. It is a different strategy for a different body. Your next round, try the 3-second rule. Mount with connection instead of tension. Keep both eyes open. Glue your eyes to the clay. And ask yourself honestly whether your gun still fits the shooter you are today, not the shooter you were 15 years ago. If this helped you, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Keep building. Keep shooting smart. I will see you in the next one.